We'll now talk a little bit about the next chapter of whose life, indeed. This next guest of ours, you've seen grown up literally right here on CBC TV8. And we've seen her
Oh my
sing.
God.
She's feeling away already. Let me just tell you who she is. Dr. Suzette Husbands, good morning to you.
Good morning.
But I'm right.
When you said that, I had a moment. Oh my gosh.
I am so. I remember watching you grow up and watching you sing and minister in such a powerful way on TV8. So it is our pleasure.
TV8,
it's our pleasure to have you this morning because you're now an author as well, apart from just a minister.
Yes.
And you're about to release, if you haven't yet done so, your latest publication, Leading Beside. Tell us a little bit about you. I know you grew up around ministers yourself, having married a minister as well.
Yes, actually, I'm also. So good morning, Barbados, and good morning officially to you, Pearson, and to everybody. I'm actually a PK, so I'm a pastor's kid as well. So my father was a minister, my aunt was a minister, my grandfather was a minister.
Wow.
I'm married to the minister, I'm a minister, my brother is a minister. So I've had, ministry all over me. I can't really escape it,
Yes.
But it's also a joy to be a minister myself in my own right. And so I'm a mother of 4 sons. I've been married to Dr. Martin Husbands for 31 years.
Wow.
So that's a long time.
Yes.
We have 4 adult sons who are between the ages of 28 now and 22. So they're getting old, thank God. And been pastoring in full-time ministry for just about 10 years or so, but spent a lot of my secular life in the HR field. So that's my area of expertise. I counsel, I am in charge of women, a ministry called Suitable Helps that really focuses on the development of women holistically. Not just wives, but all women. And those are the kind of things that I've been involved in, very active in my church, still singing, but not like that.
Yes.
Not like that. Ministering the word and teaching, and those are the kind of things I've been involved in over the years.
I know you've been led to write, to pour out onto the pages all that you are, all that you've been through.
Yes.
And I like the theme, leading beside, because you could lead from the front, but you're saying leading beside. Help me understand how that is leadership, leading beside.
Well, the whole concept of leading beside really is focused on within the context of marriage. And, there are partnerships that you have outside of the marriage context, whether you are an assistant to somebody or, you and a person are partners in a company. So those are leading beside dynamics. The idea there is that you appreciate the value that the other person brings to the table and that you yourself bring. You recognize that this is co-leadership, that together we are moving towards goals. We're seeking to achieve the things that we want to, and nobody is left behind. So even though within the context of marriage, you have the man who is the head of the household, you still have a very strong woman who is next to that man, who is a leader in her own right. She may be leading in the corporate world. She may be leading in her church. She may even be the pastor of that man. How do you do that effectively, still bring out your values and your quality and add your contribution to the world, and still recognize and appreciate the leadership that he brings as well to the table? So it's an interesting dynamic to be in. And so the book kind of explores those dynamics, helping women specifically, and also helping men to open their eyes to the value that a woman brings to the table as she sits beside him in leadership. That's the idea.
That's interesting. That's very interesting, because I can well imagine the conflict that is potential within a situation like that, because us guys, we see ourselves in a particular way, and then by extension we see the women in a particular role as well. So to be able to be mature enough and confident in oneself to be able to have that discussion and that understanding requires a great amount of communication. I'm sure that's also one of the underlying threads in the book.
Yes. Yes, most definitely, because communication is, where you've developed this skill of being able to talk with the person, to interact with the person, to value the other person's opinion and they value yours, to see that all two of us have something to offer. Because we are born with a gift, we are born with abilities, we are born with ideas and concepts that we bring to the table. How do I get both of those now? Instead of just one plate of food, I have two plates, I have two different meals to serve, and you can get a buffet out of our lives rather than just a one plate meal. You see what I mean? So that's the kind of idea. Nothing is undervalued. Both of us have something to offer. And so let's benefit from that synergy, that double, that is greater than the one of individual parts. So that's the kind of idea that we're talking about there.
And for a lot of people, some would say that's easier said than done, because I'm very strong-willed, and therefore, I have my need for my own recognition. So how do how does the book in any way help with that person who feels very confident as the individual who's now asked to share the space with another individual who's perhaps equally confident?
Yes, it certainly does. It certainly reflects my own marriage. I have a very strong husband who's very focused. You know him, so you know that's the kind of person he is. And so the idea really is to, once you see the value in the other person, and that's so important. When you see that somebody has within them something to bring, then you are able to accept and appreciate that, because none of us are so complete in ourselves that we don't need other people, that we don't need that additional. Remember when God created Adam, out of Adam he pulled Eve, which meant that Adam from day one had a deficiency. And I say it carefully. In other words, there was something missing. That wife, that woman comes into your space and adds back what was missing. And so once you see that, then you don't say, well, I'm so strong-willed, I'm so perfect in my own self that I don't need anybody else. You recognize, no, there's some things that I need to work on. There's some values, there's some perspectives that I need clarity on. Let me focus on how can I get this person to assist me on that journey? Because the idea is that you're helping each other along the journey so that you as a woman can flourish in purpose, as well as you can stand on the sidelines. You can cheer, you can shout out for, you can hurrah and keep lots of noise for your spouse as they also achieve the things that they should achieve.
There are a lot of people who find
that's where we're coming from.
Yeah, it sounds like a really good book on a good path towards healthy relationships, but there's some people who make some very unhealthy choices in those in who they associate themselves with. Does the book also tackle such a subject and helping us to define who's the most likely best candidate to associate oneself with?
It doesn't necessarily speak specifically to choosing a partner. It really more gives you an overview of some of the things that you will need to understand if you are going to choose a partner. So if you're going to walk into the relationship, one of the chapters talk about backseat driving. So if are you going to be sitting in the backseat and criticizing and jeering and making comments, or are you going to sit in the front seat and sometimes play the role of navigator and sometimes play the role of driver? So those are the kind of things that it does. It creates a mindset that helps you to be able to walk into the marriage or continue the journey in marriage cognizant of some of these important things. Your own ability to do your best and to function at your best, and then your ability to draw the best out of the person that you are associating with. So that's the kind of perspective that it comes from. So you've already chosen. But having chosen, have you considered all of these things in terms of making sure now that the marriage flourishes and you actually lead beside this person, not behind them, not battered, not being dragged along, not in front of them, but next to them as you walk on that journey.
This sounds like something that is so required today, and I think the timing is absolutely right. And so to find the copy of the book, Leading Beside, how can we access all of these wonderful gems that you've got in store? Well,
actually, Pearson, you'd have to pre-order it at this point. So you can, I have my information there. You can connect with me if you want to. My cell number is a 233-2193. I would have shared with you a picture of my contacts. I'm not sure if you have that available with you that you can put it up, but you can email me at drsueinspirations@gmail.com or call me at 233-2193. Those would be the numbers that you can reach me at. So the book is, you can pre-order the book at this point. It will be available on Amazon soon, but you can pre-order the book at this point.
It is so critical.
In addition to that, though, Pearson.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was saying, in addition to that, I have also written another book, 30+1 Transformational Thoughts. And this is currently available, so you can actually get a hold of this. This is really thoughts that have been lifted from the book of Job. And it's so interesting because Job would have said lots of things, and we only see Job in the light of the fact that he lost everything.
Yes.
But he said some very critical things that you can apply to your life that this book also highlights. Really, really powerful book. I enjoy reading it myself. It talks about things like, if I were you, when people struggle with their personality. It talks about things like fearing our fears. It talks about commitment to truth, certain things, habits that we need to develop so that we can progress in our lives. So this is actually currently available. You can get this right now in Barbados. It is online on Amazon, and it's also here. So again, if you needed to reach me, you can reach me at 233-2193 to get a copy of that. But that's a powerful, life transforming book. What it really does is that it then gives you some action points that you can use to move yourself forward. So if it's habits, sorry.
I'll tell you what, Dr. Sue, because we have the time, but we will post all of your contact details on our Facebook pages so everyone will see. One. Secondly, because I'm enjoying this so much and immensely, I hope you'll say yes to join us again so we can delve even further into some of the concepts that you've been talking about. She said yes. So Nadia, she said yes on TV, so she can't now say no. But I want to thank you and encourage everyone to really get out there and get copies of these books because they're life-changing. They can make a tremendous difference to one's experience. So Dr. Sue, all the best. Wonderful as always engaging with you. You're very welcome.
All right. Thank you.
Reverend Dr. Suzette Husbands, the author of the book, Leading Beside. You can pre-order it. The details you will find on our Facebook page in just a moment. But we're back right after this.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.